Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, I'm John, this is many a true nerd, and welcome to Locator, which is basically magical sci-fi GeoGuessr, which just sounds like the best thing in the world, though I appreciate that's not very helpful if you don't know what GeoGuessr is. So, okay, back one step here. GeoGuessr is a game you can play for free online right now, where basically you go in and it gives you a picture from Google Street View, and you've got to figure out where that is and put a pin on a map as close as you can get it. And there's all sorts of ways you might be able to figure that out. Say, foliage, architecture, what side of the road are people driving on, are they using imperial or metric on the signs, all that good stuff. So, oh yeah, GeoGuessr is just a really, really fun time. And Locator is just that turned into a dedicated puzzle game on some sort of a really lush alien world, and oh, that just sounds amazing. Solarian Cartography Office, 3:05 in the morning. An urgent package has arrived in the mail. So, dear cartographer, this request is likely far outside your usual expertise, but I've exhausted all other options. My sister and esteemed archaeologist, Abigail Lidari, has gone missing. Last night I discovered her journal, photos and map. I don't know how these items reached me, but it suggests she may still be alive. With the scarce details from these items, can you track her journey and discover her current whereabouts? So, okay, let's see precisely what that means. Oh, and I do enjoy a lovely big old map here, so, okay. Step 1, Asteri Station. I'm guessing we're going to be working through a series of increasingly complicated maps here, so, yeah. For now, all I've got is, obviously, a map. So I know what this looks like from above, because that's my job, I'm a cartographer. Abigail, meanwhile, she was down on the ground, so, okay. Crack open the photo journal. So step 1, Abigail Lidari here. My ship may be a burning wreck, but it worked. Planet Pharaoh is just outside, just a moments away, so, okay. This'll be her crash landing, and immediately, yeah, we can see something rather useful here. Snow. And also, yeah, ice wall dead ahead of her, and a bit of a broken down tree directly in front. So, go over to the ice, zoom in a bit, nice easy one to start us off here, and... okay, when we say this is a map, I'm guessing, yes, this is like a satellite image or something, because, okay, there is literally on this occasion, just as a helpful way to start you off, yeah, the wreckage right here. So I'm going to say, given you know her, she was in the cockpit, that is going to be from right about there. And presumably... okay, that location may or may not be correct. Obviously, you're not going to necessarily know. You've got to get everything right before, yes, the game marks them as a group. So, moving straight on to the next. Crash landing's never pretty, but at least I didn't hit the tree. Now where am I? Seriously, do I get extra points for missing that tree? So okay, another nice easy one to kick us off here. So there's the ship, there's the tree, but yeah, the tree is slightly to the left of the frame versus the ship. Which would logically mean, yeah, she was somewhere round about here. Moving on to photo number 3. My phone is a bit rusty, but it looks like this obelisk reads, canyon exit to the east. Thanks, obelisk. So, okay. Naturally, yeah, she's within the circle around the obelisk that we can see right here. We can see, yeah, where she is versus the little entry bit that's there. So, okay, that will put her roughly here-ish. So, okay, that gets me more photos, but it also means, yes, we unlock more of her journal as we go. Starting off with, yes, the foreword from a book signed from, okay, Juniper Lidari. Right. Possibly, yeah, they're out here looking for, oh, there we go, for Abby and Brienne. Okay, so this will be a parent who's potentially, you know, maybe gone a bit missing on this planet. It's hard to say. Okay, move on to the next photo. So, she's going to be walking this sort of a path. There's only one real way to go. So, for the time being, yeah, it's all pretty linear, pretty easy to figure out. So, she's standing on a bridge. She's looking out at, yeah, two things with a gap into the sea beyond them. So that would be, presumably, yeah, this one. So we'll pop that down for now, and move on. Could climb down those rocks to get a closer look, but I've got to keep a safe distance on this rickety wooden bridge. So, okay. Naturally, yeah, should have gone around here to have a look-see at this one. So that one's going to be over here. Fine. Nice and simple. We're still, like, you know, just learning the basics here. The towers must be generating a huge amount of power. But what for? Well, according to your journal, yeah, this world's dead. So, presumably, yeah, like once upon a time, there was a civilization here that needed giant piles of power. Anyway, we'll pop that down, yeah, midway along here. And there we go, job done. Next page of the journal unlocks, and right. So it turns out, yeah, the big thing here is a creepy tomb. That's what that big grey structure is, so naturally I can't see that from above. There's going to be stuff inside that I can't see at all, so this will be the point where, yes, all of a sudden, we need to start comparing notes from the photos and the journal. So Roger, Milton, and Orville. Never saw these guys in Mom's book. Looks like this is a chance to fill in the gaps for history. So these things are impossible to tell apart. Better open my journal so I can keep track of them. So, okay. Looks like an Orville. She's circled this one here. Question is, okay, hang on. Orville's got, like, you know, things, beads or whatever, hanging off at the right-hand side. I'm going to say, yeah, if this is Orville, it looks to me like she's standing maybe off to this side, on the left and a bit in front of him. So, we'll put that there, and we'll move on. Light cutout, flip. Roger, keep me company till I can jot you down in my journal. The problem is, yeah, when she says a light cutout, she probably means it, so okay. No clue whatsoever. But logically, yeah, if the light went out, maybe you'd, like, you know, go right up to something in order to hold on to it, to keep yourself orientated. So, let's just say she'd be right in front of Roger, right there. Okay, that's the right one, right? Yeah, that matches up. And then, final one, my man Milton. One statue north, two statues east of Roger. So, okay, one to the north, and then two statues east of Roger. That puts you here, but looks to me like, yeah, based on the, you know, I don't know, whatever's hanging off them, that one's taken from behind. I'd say right here. Enter that. And we are not quite good enough here. Am I correct in my orientation there? I mean, it might be... Oh, hang on. No. I'm the wrong bloody side. She's off on this side nearby to Orville, aren't you? That's going to be closer to where you are. Marvellous! Okay, so that first one, yes, I was a tiny bit off. I got, like, you know, the orientation of the dangly bits wrong. And there we go. Some more photos, some more journals. Across these lands lie 5 hidden artifacts. Return them, and we shall reveal Pharaoh's heart. So, okay, in a very kind of video gamey moment, apparently, yeah, she's landed next to the hub world, where presumably you've got to load, you know, the special magic MacGuffin into each of these things in order to open whatever this thing is. Possibly where, you know, Juniper's cryogenically frozen body is or whatever. And yeah, while we can't see what's going on there, her drawings in the journal make things a bit clearer. So, yeah, to me, those just look like giant jammy dodgers. But apparently, they're like, you know, big old orbs that teleport anything that goes in the diamond in front of them. So yeah, just zooming in a bit, if you stand here, you get teleported somewhere else on the planet. Presumably, somewhere where you can get one of those magical orbs. Okay, let's get over to the photos and see, yes, what we need to do here. Thank God that's over. I don't even mind taking the stairs. So, okay. Yeah, we can just about see the stairs there. And by the looks of it, okay. Because there isn't a big platform in front of her, she must have already gone down flight of stairs number 1 and is looking down a flight of stairs number 2, standing just off to the right. So I'm going to put you, yes, maybe about there, and I feel pretty confident with that one. Across these lands lie 5 hidden artifacts. Return them, we shall reveal Pharaoh's heart. So okay, on this occasion, yeah, we're using the fact that, yeah, the yellow things have a particular pattern. In order to see one in front of her, but none off to the right, yeah, she has to be standing right about here. And so the treasure hunt begins, starting with Portal 101. And 101 would be 2 paper clips. Oh! Hang on. These aren't numbers, right, these are sums. Simple addition to get the right number. So, okay, the bottom 2, number's too low. I mean, surely it's got to be up in the top right there. So, yeah, that is 4 and 4 for 8, up to 10 with another 2, 11. Orientation in the journal is the same as on the map, so we don't need to worry about that. And, yeah, she's going to be in the diamond. So, okay, with that, the puzzling has begun. And we've got it all right first time on this occasion. Marvellous. So, that's the tutorial. Now, of course, we get into business proper. Presumably, yeah, those are 5 worlds she was just mentioning. And this time, it might not just be such a simple journey we can follow from point A to point B. From here on out, the sequence of Abigail's photos is not strictly chronological. Some photos are missing or out of order. Expect the journal to be more irregular too. I'm not sure what happened, but I hope she's okay. So, yeah, I now can't just say, okay, she's going from this point to this point, so she must be roughly here. It's going to get a bit more all over the place. Right, give me a new map and... right. The black hole volcanoes, and you know, their associated ping pong balls. Gotcha! Before we jump in, let's, yeah, just use the basic information we've already got. So, black holes and contradictions. A black hole is a celestial object with a gravitational pull so strong that nothing, not even light, can escape it. This was humanity's collective understanding of black holes for hundreds of years. Then we received a message. But as she was saying, right, the journal's now a bit out of order. So those aren't ping pong balls, they're huts. So every village uses one of these 2 hut designs. So either round on the top or triangle on the top. So okay, we might be able to, like, you know, figure out which villages we're in based on, yeah, pattern grouping. Meanwhile, a projection pool. So... okay, those are not black hole volcanoes. Sorry, they're much more nice than that. These are like, yeah, training facilities to teach people how to navigate at night using the stars. Northern Hemisphere, Southern Hemisphere, starter pool closed for maintenance, and... okay. Does that symbol mean... yeah, that's like what has been set for north. Okay. That might be worth, you know, keeping an eye on too. And finally, there's those symbols, same as is on the compass. And yeah, they're a perfect match for what's on this plan already. So one assumes we can just, you know, associate these with north, south, east, and west. Right, crack open the photo journal and... okay. Drop my photo book climbing up this cliff. Think I may have lost some photos, but the view of the village was worth it. So, okay, some of her notes may have just been lost or damaged while she was, like, doing her own thing. So, okay. Is that enough information for me to, yeah, figure out where she is immediately? I mean, probably yes, because of the villagers, 2 are on land, only 2 go out to sea. And the easiest way to tell is actually, look here. The entrance ramp, that actually goes up along the beach before it turns and goes out over the water. That's not true on this one over here. The entrance ramp there goes basically from the beach straight onto the water. And on this one, yeah, there's going to be a hut immediately on the right on the entrance ramp. That's not true on the photo. So zoom right in. She's on the cliff here. And there's also a little bit of, yeah, a bush here. I'm going to say she is basically right here. And I feel pretty good about that. Okay, that's a good start. So, working on my composition, it's all about balancing the elements. The hut, the cliff, the rocks, and the village. I'm going to work under the assumption that must be, yeah, right here. Looking over those rocks in the water to, yeah, this village over here. And to me it looks like, yeah, the orientation of bulbs is about right. So you are you. These 2 at the end, that's those 2. So, this looks about right. I'm gonna say, yeah, you are right about here because, yeah, she's standing at the base of, like, that anchor symbol, which is probably just about represented there. So we'll put that there and move on. These walkways are starting to blend together. First hut left, a second hut right. Have I seen this before? So, okay, hang on. Zoom in. That is a different village. It can't be the same one because triangle door. Okay, so we now know for certain she is over here because she's... Oh, hang on. No. No, she's not because she's partly above land here. That's just a trick of perspective. In fact, actually, the whole thing's above land. Never mind. It's not you. It's either you or you. So, yeah, there's this spot down here, but that is not first hut on the left. That's wrong. So that would logically suggest, hang on, here. Now, is that all good enough? And that is good enough. Okay, we have verified I've got all of those correct here. So, with that, 3 more photos. Right, we're making progress now. Looks like this projection pool is out of order. Gonna see if I can turn the water back on and get the night sky working. So, okay. Now, I think I know what that means. The starter pool was closed for maintenance. So, right, that would suggest that that was taken by that one. So, hang on. If she was standing by the starter pool, then yeah, as she looked in across, that's not pointing out north, John, that's the location of the boat. Because it's precisely the same shape as the boat. And that boat is, yeah, over there facing away, yeah. That matches up perfectly based on where we think the boat is and where the door would be. This is the only place that makes any sense. So just outside the door, right here. Step the next. We're now pretty confident, yeah, she is inside the beginner pool. So the heading symbol is lit up. If I can get this pool working, I should be able to use this boat to practice my navigation and sailing skills. So, okay. I mean, presumably, she's standing right now on the boat. And then one more, same location. The guide rail is functional. I was able to move the boat, but the constellation projections aren't working. I'm just seeing the heading symbols. Time to try the other pools. So, right, she might have, you know, moved the boat. Just because the boat's there now, that doesn't mean that's where it was at the time. That is, you know, east. So that will put her on the boat round about here. The problem is potentially... Okay, good. Good. We got it right. So, yeah. The first time, that first photo, that was where the boat was on the map, and then she moved it. Possibly it, like, reset after she left, I'm not sure. And I suspect things are about to start getting a lot more complicated because, right, now we're being told about how to do navigation at night. So, if I can find the water snake, yeah, that would mean I'm in, hang on, yeah, the South Hemisphere. And there's a lot more cooking constellations too, so, okay, I suspect by the end of this game things are going to get complicated. Gotcha. You know what? I'm going to enjoy some nice chill photos before we get into that nonsense. So, okay. Circle pattern. Over the water. That could mean we're back at, yeah, that first village. Because, yeah, that was circle pattern. And this spot here would be consistent with, yeah, those two. So I'm going to pop you down right there. Move on. And okay, got a fire going inside this hut. Let's hope it makes the rations more palatable. Okay. Now, how precisely would I have any way of knowing where that actually is? Okay, so for now, yeah. That one we can't do anything with, though. Never mind. Right, we need to start putting, yes, different photos together in order to figure this out. So, she's over the water. Looks like the smoke from my fire is still lingering. So, okay, that will get me 2 in a row. And I know this is, yeah, this one over here because there's a whole bunch of small islands nearby. This one down here, aside from the mainland and those rocks, there's nothing else. So, right, small islands means we're over here. So, yeah, she'll be up here amongst all of these bits and pieces. And using this photo, I can see that, yeah, the hut she decided to use was the one right at the end. If you go up, take a left, then take a second left. Use the junctions to guide your way. So, yeah, up, take the left, take the second left, and go to the end. So, okay. That would suggest, yeah, she's going to be right about here. And it turns out I'm not quite right in at least one regard. Gotcha. Okay, well, I feel pretty confident about these two, which suggests that, yes, the problem might be you here. Because there are, in fact, yes, multiple junctions where you've got, yeah, a pod on the far side from where you are, but the one on the left first. Like, say, there's another one right bloody here. Like, that would also be a valid location for that particular pin. But so irritatingly would, yes, over here. Okay, I'm going to give this one last try. If it's not this, I'm going to move on to a different photo. On this occasion. Okay, there are just too many matches. So we're going to forget that one for now. We're going to move on to something else, because any three is good to move on. And, okay, so now things go bananas, because now we've got to, yes, start figuring out where I actually am. Okay, she's in one of the two functional pools. And straight away, right, that is a split crystal. Are there any others that, yeah, would match that? Because you are right, you're water snake. Water snake right there. So, okay, we're definitely in the southern dome. Use the southern eye to determine your heading. If you stand facing the eye, you're facing south. And that means she's going to be about here. Maybe actually a tiny bit further. Because, yeah, she's standing right next to the telescope. More likely about there. And I've still not got something quite right. I've just realised my biggest mistake. The smoke's not coming from that one. Because if you zoom in, and you definitely should so you can get the detail, it's coming out of this nearer one, isn't it? You've got you, which is you. Then it's cocking you. But okay, hang on. Go back over to this photo. And yeah, you must be nearby to the door because you can't see the door. So once you put that in play... Okay, that was the problem. That also gets us right. A guide to this entire planet. So, okay. These are the islands we're dealing with right now. Just, you know, the first world and whatnot. There's a lot of much bigger locations down the line. Got it. And cock me, we can start, yes, calculating a latitude. Okay, don't worry about that for now, okay? We're probably not done with, yes, constellations and whatnot. Though, now the constellations are being reflected, so they're backwards. Amazing. Okay, bare minimum, she's still inside, yeah, the flipping southern dome. And I can tell that because, yeah, Asgard's shield is still present. And I know how Asgard's shield works versus, yeah, south, because we've already seen south right here, and Asgard's shield was just a little bit to the left as she's looking at it when she's facing south. Except that is the rear of the boat, so, oh, Gabe, you're getting tricksy now, aren't ya? I'm gonna say that puts this shot roughly here-ish, so that, yeah, the shield is behind her as she looks out the back of the boat. Because the whole point is, yeah, the front of the boat is always going to be facing outwards. It's on the rail, it can't not. This photo, however, that's in, yeah, the northern dome. For the simple reason, okay, offering bowl, etc, etc. Now, to find north, you've got to, okay, draw a line between the offering bowl and the crater. And speaking of which, zoom in. Right, there she is. That's the northern eye right there. However, she's looking out the side of the boat because spear station and spears. Okay, she'd have to be here-ish, so that when she turns right and looks past the spear station, she sees the Northern Star. That presumably is correct, but okay, we're getting into, you know, interesting stuff here, where we have to put multiple things together. What the flip is that? Do not go off the practice route after sunset. Okay, hang on. Hang on. Do I have a proper coordinates here? I do have proper coordinates. So, right, she was practicing her sailing, and then she decided to go and do sailing properly out on the water. But in the actual water, yeah, there's like monsters and whatnot. Still gets a bit Subnautica. So, okay, 37 degrees at north to 45 west. So that will put us right on, you know, the spot she mentions. We'll put that in. And okay, just following those coordinates, that's fine. So, okay, that last one, that was nice and easy. And more about cocking a latitude, which is, yes, if you can see the Aurora Borealis, or like, you know, the equivalent on this planet, right, we've got to be within a certain latitude range. Oh, and speaking of which, right. My first actual voyage, taken at noon, along one of the practice sailing routes. Let's see if we can figure out my latitude using these binoculars. So, okay. The measurement here is 70. Calculate latitude using the following equation. Latitude is 90 minus the measured angle. So, on this occasion, yeah, 70. So, 90 minus 70 is 20. 20 is, yeah, literally the very bottom of the map. And there's only one spot where the practice route intercepts with precisely latitude 20. Oh, John, we're getting good at this now. Okay, so that goes right there. Beautiful. Frame sunset with a literal door frame. Should get some sleep, but I'm all turned around. Pharaoh rotates the opposite direction of Earth. Everything's backwards, so... okay, that logically means east. She must be facing east if the sun's setting in the east, if everything's, like, backwards. Which is fine. But... how do I figure out, like, you know, where she is? Like, on this occasion, even if she's following the practice route, there's a lot of east she could be on. John, she's not on the boat, she's in a hut. You can see the triangle, so, okay. If she's looking out over the sea right now we're definitely back in this village. No, we're not. We can't be, because this village has, yeah, round things. Now, did this village on land here have... hang on. Zoom right into you. Triangle things. Now, this one may be on land, but... yeah, even so, there are plenty of huts that are nearby to the water. And only one that faces precisely eastwards as, yeah, you look out of the door and onto the ocean. So you, my friend, are going right flipping there. So, oh, this is nice. I'm having a lovely time today. So, okay. Had to lay down to grab this shot of a hut. I've still got sand in my hair. An actual aurora. Wish you could be here to see it. So, okay. Hang on. Back to the aurora page. So, there's ranges for, yes, north and south. But we know the Paragos Islands, where we are, we're in the north, which means the aurora can only appear from 31 upwards. This is line 31. On this side, every hut is over water. So to have sand in her hair, that can't be correct. If you were lying down here, then yeah, you would have rocks on your right. And that one looks to me like, yeah, it's at the end of, like, a pier or whatever. I think about that. So we put that down. And something is not quite right. Okay, that might be these rocks. Or alternatively, that could be the cliffs right here. I'm going to clear this and try you under here. That is also... and that was the correct answer. Okay, those weren't the rocks, those were the cliffs. And I suspect we're getting towards the end here because... okay, here in the journal, a note about the artifact she's after. Among the stars, I find the branch that is broken. look to the sky, find the lizard's eye. Okay, we'll get back to that in just a second, so... Okay, hang on. We've now got to get back to latitude reading. So, that's a reading of, 57. Okay, that puts us at, yes, latitude 33. Now, 33 doesn't make a huge amount of sense, by this village, because it's too close. But 33 up here, looking at the ocean in this direction, and getting that village in the distance, that's possible. So that will put that at, on the practice route, significantly north of that village. Okay, back to the projection pool. Took a long exposure through the boat's forward telescope to see star movement over time. I can use this to determine a heading. Now, I do have a page on this in my journal, but it's a bit damaged, so... Okay. The direction the stars move, that tells you over a long exposure what way you're facing. So, on this occasion the stars are moving up. If they were moving down, you'd be facing east, because we could just about see the E. So logically, if the stars are moving up, you'd be facing west. But I also need to figure out, which pool she's in. And I'm thinking south, because there's only 4 stars in that constellation. That's split crystal. So that puts her, back in a southern hemisphere pool, facing westwards. Although I'll tell you what, if she's actually right at the front of the boat, in fact, she would be a tiny bit further forward. Like, that's going to be more accurate. And one more before we can start testing these. So, it is said the Farans held the night sky with such reverence... Hang on. They built their society to reflect a beauty in the stars. Okay, so these symbols, they're the ones we just saw here. Among the stars, find the branch that is broken. But what does that mean in terms of, the constellations, positions, etc., etc.? Broken branch degrees west. Lizard's eye degree north. It's coordinates. And then finally, one photo that is presumably, the thing. She found it. But we've got to, solve for this last mystery before we can do the same. But okay, I might be able to get myself a tiny bit more help if, I can bank another 3 photos. So, let's go back to this bastard. Because there can only be so many paths that this could possibly correspond to. Like, say, here's one right here, which I may possibly have already checked, I'm not sure. So, okay, I'm just going to, go through all possible permutations for this one. Oh, hang on. It turns out I found it. It was down in, the bottom right village. I swear I already tried that, but okay, I may have made a mistake with the exact placement, but okay. It was down here the entire time, leaving me with just the final few mysteries. And no additional help in the journal. That didn't help me at all. Hang on. Okay, this took me a moment, but... It said the Farans held the night sky with such reverence. They built their society to reflect the beauty in the stars. The actual towns, like villages, the layout of the houses, they match the constellations. Like, the reaching branches is here, the tangled roots is here, the lizard is here, the squid is here. Now that's interesting, isn't it? Because, okay... Hang on. The names of the constellations. Broken branch. Meaning it's located in reaching branch. And that means I just need to find, a spot that's underneath a point where the path turns, where there's now a house on that particular junction. Or at least it would be if that was the broken branch symbol, John, which it's not. That's the cocking lizard's eye. Broken branch is, hang on, this one. So, okay, in this village, what we're looking for is, one house at the end of a long pier. The lizard's eye, meanwhile, that's down here in the Faran lizard. So, I mean, presumably, like if we're supposed to be taking lizard's eye literally, I mean, that would be the eye of the lizard, right? Possibly, We're supposed to read that as Lizard's Eye, 25 degrees north, so it's like, you know, along this line somewhere. But which of these branches is broken? I mean, this is the only one that's like, you know, at a bit of an odd angle, i.e. the bit at the end of the pier doesn't go off in a straight line, which I think is supposed to be implied by the photo. Now, does that mean we can just, you know, track you downwards till we intercept with 25 and say, you know, it was under the water about here? No. No, we can't. Okay, hang on. Need to think about this a bit more, apparently. Okay, I feel like I'm close here, though. So, yeah, this pier up here, this could also be a match. So just shuffle you over to here, and then you come down over here. And don't flip, I think we got it. So there we go, ladies and gentlemen. That there is the first world proper in Locator. That's all we get for now because, yes, this game, for the time being at least, only exists in the form of a demo. But, oh, I love this. This is wonderful. This is precisely what I want out of, you know, a big puzzle mystery game. This is spectacularly good. You can go and play this demo yourself right now if you want to. And yes, by the looks of it, the main game is going to come out later this year. And when it does, oh, I strongly suspect we'll be back because, oh, this is great. I'm looking forward to this one. If you want to, give it a wish list on Steam because, as I understand it, that is really, really bloody helpful to them. So do consider doing that. We will be back with this when I can get my hands on it. So hopefully you're looking forward to that. But in the meantime, I've been John. This has been Many a True Nerds. And this has been the wonderful Locator. Thank you very much, and goodbye. Jebediah Kerman has not exploded. Oh shit. Why did that happen? 5, 4, 3... Oh, I forgot to turn the thrust on. 5, 4... Is everything else... How is everything... Up to that point, that was going better than anyone expected.